Hello, welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 14th of February. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And here we are on the couch for a filming of another GPTV. And Gary, it's so lovely to be on the couch with you on Valentine's Day.
Well, now we're opening a Security office. I think we can say Happy Valentine's Day to each other without any fear of any reproach, Philip. So, Happy Valentine's Day, Phil.
And I want to take this opportunity publicly, Gary, to say how much I love you.
That's wonderful. Thanks so much for that. And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about real estate because I think if we don't, we get in a lot of trouble here because I'm worried about him. Let's talk about the reviewing, the weekend that was, ladies and gentlemen. As we get into the thick of things in February now, it's getting into the nitty gritty and of course the weekend upcoming, our first weekend of auctions. Philip, how are you feeling about it?
Well, I'm feeling pretty pumped, Gary. I must say last weekend was my last weekend off before the cut and thrust of my auction season starting. But it was great to be out there. I went to a few open for inspections, attended a few auctions, and last weekend was the first auction weekend really of any significance for Melbourne, and it's great to see that the market has opened well with the 66% clearance rate.
Yeah, it's a good sign and certainly shows us, I guess, what's going on out there. People are happy to buy. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, in the words of that wonderful artist Meatloaf, and good to see that. 2 out of 3, and probably a few more will get sold, I would suggest, over the next couple of days, Phil.
And speaking of Meatloaf, Gary, wouldn't it be great to see the market go like a bat out of hell this year?
It would be very boom boom. It would be terrific. Let's talk a little bit about what we've seen happen in the last week. We've had a couple of sales, a couple of apartment sales, in fact, at East St Kilda, Philip, which were pretty good.
Great to see the apartment market performing, and I think if there's going to be a theme for this year, Gary, I reckon the apartment market is going to tick along very nicely, and I think those 2 sales, one excellent sale in Dandenong Road, number 304 Dandenong Road, where we had a 2-bedroom apartment with an asking price of $599,000, and we sold it for $599,000, which was full price. Perhaps you can tell us about the sale in Inkerman Road.
Yeah, loft-style apartment. You see it up in the screen now. Nice, a nice apartment, very close to Hotham Street, and that one sold for $445,000, Philip. So another successful sale. And I think it was it Lior that sold that one?
It was Lior that sold that. And, well done to Lior there, and to the team Rosens in Dandenong Road.
Talking about properties, apartments, East St Kilda real estate, some incredible numbers around the weekend, Phil. Firstly, the property that we reviewed last week on GPTV in Cardigan Street that we said was a good buy, or we thought could be a good buy. Certainly people really took to it, Phil. We had 65 groups of people down there in Cardigan Street on the weekend, so a huge amount of people for that property in a very popular price range, in that kind of high 3s to 4 price range, so that was really well received.
And those numbers, I think, are quite extraordinary, and if those numbers are any barometer as to how the year might perform, we're always looking for numbers that are open for inspections, but particularly at the start of the year, because if the numbers are strong, if the inspections are well attended, that obviously sets the theme for our February and March sales.
It does, a good barometer indeed, Philip. And in Gibbs Street, a property we've got for sale there, a lovely period home, 72 groups of people there on the weekend, topping the open for inspection numbers of all of our opens, and 72 groups, that's like 140 people, so that's phenomenal. So we are seeing people out there looking at real estate, engaged in property, and how that's going to relate in terms of prices, I guess we've got to see over the next few weeks. This weekend, of course, kicking off with our first auctions.
And given the fact that it is our first week of auctions, Gary, last week we talked on GPTV about Name the Price. It's probably a good opportunity to release the property where we're going to have the competition, and the way this is going to work is we're going to bring up the property on screen in a few moments' time. We're going to ask you to send in your emails to ideas@garypeer.com.au, and the person that names the price or is closest to the pin, to use a golfing expression, that person will win 2 gold class tickets to the movies.
So Name the Price this weekend. We're starting with our property, Philip, in Hotham Grove, 401 Hotham Grove, and Leo Samuel's got the pleasure of doing that auction Sunday morning, 10:30. So for those Saturday night party people, make sure you get up nice and early Sunday. You can come along with a coffee in your hand. We don't mind if you rock up with your pyjamas, but be there at 401 Hotham Grove this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. To that auction, or if nothing else, at least go online, check out the property. You can see the images of it now. 401 Hotham Grove, name the price, and whoever gets the closest, we're going to be doing some gold class tickets, Phil, to the movies, and we're going to chuck in a meal voucher as well, so people can go watch the movies and have their popcorn and ice cream at the same time.
Well, that's a little bit more of a gift than I had in mind, Gary, but you've upped the ante yet again, and it's exciting. So that's it. Send your price, or you name your price, into ideas@garypeer.com.au.
Well, you blew the budget. It blew the budget, Phil, in the first week. Unfortunately, when you gave away all that champagne, put us in the hole big time. So we've just had the books come in now. It doesn't look so good, does it? After you've done that.
Everybody, Gary, should drink French champagne, and certainly on Valentine's Day. If you haven't bought flowers, if you haven't done something special for the love of your life, I suggest you get out there and do it as quickly as possible.
Well, after the first GPTV, everybody was drinking French champagne because you gave it all away, Phil. That's another story. We'll leave that one to an internal bicker at another time. Next week on GPTV, we're looking forward to having a special guest at a different location, Phil. So from the couch at GPTV on this Tuesday, Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. Looking forward to the week ahead. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Cheers.